Ooh. Ooh, are we there? Are we there yet? Nearly there. Okay, that's on the screen. Oh, we are there. We are live. Let's see, is it working? Is the game connected up is the main thing? Because it's currently showing an old image. Oh no, it's not, that is where I am. That's fine. Okay, cool. Let's see, is it going to work? Come on. Should do. Should do. Yeah, it's working. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. That's not. No. Settings. It's been a while. It's been a while. There's a first Minecraft stream as well. First Minecraft stream. How crazy is that? We've owned, for a Minecraft channel, we've only ever done Hightail live streams. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good here. Let's just make sure everything's running smoothly before we do anything or get into anything here. Okay. Right, that's all working there. That's all good. Okay, yeah, we're up and moving. That's all good. The YouTube website's fine. OBS looks good. I'm going to do a quick check of audio, so I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling there. We are rocking and rolling. But before we get much further in, I've got to boot up Assassin's Creed, or well, it should already be booted up, but I've got to switch it onto my monitor because I've only got the two monitors here, and one of them has to have Minecraft, the other one has to have Assassin's Creed on it, and they're currently both connected to the PC, so I've got to finagle some HDMI here. So you might hear a little bit of if I unplug the wrong. No, that's fine. That should have happened, and then my headphones don't reach. Headphones. Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just a bit away from the mic. Plug it in the PS5. Oh, come on. There it is. There it is. And that should be coming up on my second monitor. Come on. There it is. Sweet. I'm booting up our Assassin's Creed. Wicked. So, creative planning here. A little bit bigger than the island here. I've done a little bit of planning already. We've got some trees that we need to design here and here. These things here, we've got to figure out how the plants are going to look. We've got a big net to do over here. If we have a look at where the riverbank is, you can see it's coming quite close in here. I've already destroyed quite a lot of this side, so we're going to need to start coming around pretty sharpish. We're looking to join up somewhere over here probably with the farming island here. Now, this is a much smaller area than the actual island in the game, so we're going to kind of cut around it and do some things, but we need to kind of put in this bit here. We're going to try and get this section here done, and what I want to do is I want to put some automatic farms in here from villagers. So we're going to use the farming fields along with some houses to, manipulate some fields for some villagers to be able to farm us up some resources, and we can automatically gather some stuff here. So we're going to wait for Assassin's Creed to load up. It's almost there. How's everyone's Sunday going? I say everyone, there's no one watching. But yeah, video out. First time in a while. First video. Well, second video of the year, not including the short. And of course, we're still alive, which we did not do in the short. Okay, so let's move on over. For those of you that are interested, we are in the island, kind of just the rightmost island in Inib Hedjet Nome. Kind of to the right of Kirkosaurus. We have done the northernmost tip of the island here, and we're working probably with about half of the island as our plan. So yeah, that's the plan there. we're going to block out some builds first and then maybe get into some of the details here. So we're looking at, going to block out the house here. You might be able to notice there's some cows which weren't there in the survival world, and they're being kept in by a little trick under here. So we're going to expand out here, this little lump to there, and then we're going to put our building. Our next one is going to go in kind of a couple blocks back from here, in line with kind of the middle of this first plant, or they will probably just shift it one so that it's not in line with that, and it's probably going to start three or so blocks back, I reckon. And this is where our next build is. It's very similar in build style, so I'm not going to worry too much about any of the details of it. We're just going to block out the shape of it, and it's kind of like 2 rectangles here is what I'm looking at. So we're going to go maybe 7. 1 more 7, I think, and that'll probably be about right. There we go, yeah. So that takes us most of the field. Yeah, that's about right, I'd say. Maybe a little on the big side, but that'll be fine. And then it comes out, well, it comes up to about this wooden beam here, but that's going to be a bit short, maybe. We'll see. How much is that? How wide is that? 9. Yeah, I think 9, all right. Or do we want to boost it to 11? Probably want to boost it to 11, I reckon. Keep it working in odds. So that goes out to there, and then again, it's going to come a little bit further out from here. Is it there? 2, 3. No. Went slightly further. There we go. There's the shape of our next building. That's one too big, isn't it? That's certainly one too big. Yeah, 8. We do not want that. There we go. That's more like it. Two identical rectangles filling in that space there. And then we've got kind of a bit of a road, and then another building off to that side there, but that's pretty much it. And let's get into maybe the farms that we want to do. Cool. Right then. So having a look at this one here, in terms of the shape of it, we're going to do some walls. I'm going to stack it up. They're probably about the same height. 4 walls are about 5 tall, I'd say, based off of the maximum of that height there. Yeah, we'll be fine with that. And then if we do a there-ish, I think we're good on that front. So that kind of creates that little shape there. Then we got a door. This one's going to have a little step up here, so we'll get some slabs out. Ooh. Typing is not my strong point, obviously, especially not with a microphone in front of me. We'll do that there. Should we do it? Yeah, we'll do it there. And that'll be our entrance into that bit. And then this bit has a big open section here, so we'll get some stairs out for this one. And yeah, it's kind of a wooden step up into it, so we'll get some more stairs out for that. We'll go spruce, I reckon. Just a little step up with the spruce. Actually, we'll go slabs. Or will we? No. Let's try something different. Let's try maybe a 3x3. No, it needs to be one up there, doesn't it? To leave any sort of thing there. And that leaves a little gap through there, although maybe we will. Maybe we'll just do the old slabs through and just have a gap. A little chunk out of the wall. Chunk out of the wall, and then it curving around there. That looks a bit too destroyed as far as I'm concerned, but I think that's all right there. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we got there in the Assassin's Creed. Hello, wow, Hello, chatter. What brings you here on such a fine Sunday? It is Sunday. Yes, no, it is Sunday. Has been all day. It will be for the rest of the day as well, if you didn't know. But you probably did know that. That's besides the point. Okay, so on the back here, got a few windows. We'll do these ones off. This one off center, I reckon. We'll get a nice little thing there off center, and then these ones can then be like that. There. Well, you've come to the right place then, if you're here to see your husband, because he is here playing some Minecraft there. That'll do for that bit, I reckon. Doing some planning. Glad you. Well, I assume you enjoyed the hardcore world. You see, you've got the house there. Okay, so we've got that there. We've got another little fence here. Now, there's no good way to kind of make a thatch fence, so this was kind of the best that I managed with. You would like a shout out, or I don't know if we can just be shouting out anyone. You know, there's so many people in chat here that would, you know, if they all want shout outs, we can't really give it to all of them. I'm only kidding. Shout out to my boy James. He is much better than Josh because he's here right now. Josh isn't. You know, my #1 fan is in the chat here. Big shout out to my boy. You know, couldn't do it without his love and support. He is the most supportive, especially when he's holding me up. Incredibly supportive. You know, I saw Josh yesterday, you know, a self-proclaimed #1 fan, but clearly not a #1 fan. You know, just throwing that out there, that we all know who the real #1 fan is, and it isn't Josh. It is not Josh. What's the camera button again? Am I pressing the right? I was pressing the right button. There we go. Right then. So those are those sides there. We've got more windows over here, which we can do there. And then that's that shape into that. Yeah. Will rip me. I had to see him yesterday. I know, right? Awful. Surprised I'm still here now and have survived. Is the real deal there. Yeah. So next up we've got a path to try and make. So it's not really a path, it's just more kind of cobbled. It's not cobbled, it's like a rough stony layer. It's kind of like a rooted dirt mix, I'd say. Rooted dirt. Cool, good spelling. I'm genius. Rooted dirt, there we go. Let's see what colours are quite close there. So packed mud, I reckon packed mud and rooted dirt's probably the one, isn't it? To do this, and then mixing in some of that grass. I mean, we're still. Oh, I'll just throw it away then. Not good. So we will just continue on out here. Oh, there it is. We're getting into the desert grass texture now, which is a custom one-ish. It's from Vanilla Tweaks, where the savannah and the desert give this nice yellow grass colour to represent the biome that it's in. Because otherwise it's just got kind of a little bit nasty grass colour, and it's just fine. It's fine, I guess. Nothing special. So one thing that I'm struggling with is finding uses for these houses. So for the start, it feels like I should have a use for them, but I know I'm going to move out eventually because this is not big enough as a base. I can't make a decent storage system in that, so we're gonna have to move out at some point there. So we're looking path made out of these blocks here is what I'm thinking. Is using them, and that is going to be that there, and then we've got another house on the other side of the road, so we'll block that out, and then we can then get around there. But we've got to sort out this area here. I reckon we'll do some terraforming. Keep jumping between things, but that's fine. It's all going to end up being one complete thing. So I think we'll go back into some of the rock texturing here. How did I do it where I last had it going into coarse dirt? I did have it going there before. Oh, what's that missing? Should that be? No, that's that. That's that. Cool. So we'll come down here. We're trying to build out this line here, so we can put maybe our first one there, maybe. And then we got that there, and then you've got the rooted dirt right at the top. That bouncing on the rock. Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll keep that. Do we want it coming up even more? I'm not sure. It's kind of on an overhang, so I might just leave that overhang in there, and then we'll come in with the rooted dirt there, and I think that'll be good enough for us. That goes there. That goes there. We'll leave a little overhang, I reckon, like that. Coming down with that. So we've got a bit of a smaller rock there, and then we can have a bit more of a bigger rock coming up this next bit. That's a bit too much of the same shape for my liking there. So I'm going to come into there, do that. Get another cheeky overhang in there. If that is a little rocky section there, that will work nicely. We can make that one really good dirt as well. So we've got that bit there, and then we can have that all coming out and around a little bit more of a flat rock, maybe. Maybe we'll have a. So we're looking a little bit like this. Coming around there we go. Yeah, I think that's a decent looking extension there. So how far apart do we want these? What we got at the moment? 6. Ooh. So 6 between them, or we can get a little bit further. 7. I'm did in the motion if you couldn't tell. 8, 9. I think 9 makes us a nice little corridor there, and it gives us a little bit of space to put the next building in and loop around the rocks there. So we'll come into that. That would be good. Where is that? So kind of in line with the door with this next one, I think. Next building in line with the door, and it goes to a couple blocks past it. And this one is pretty much all rectangular. Our next one's going to be, at least the front is, I think. Let's check using, yeah, there we go. So we'll go from, how many outs? That's 4, should we go 5 out or 3? I think it's only a 3 because it's got a bit of an awning on the edge of it. So I reckon that's probably right. Let's go from like there-ish, but we need to make sure it's odd because We just like it being odd 13. Yeah, that's a nice size there. Sweet. And it's probably going to be about 9 back, I reckon. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then just check because I am stupid. Yeah, there we go. And then that's coming a bit far out. But that's fine because it corners off here. This is going to get pushed back a little bit because it needs to be. Because I'm building quite close to the edge there. And there's going to be, that's kind of the edge there. And then there's going to be a bit of a rocky bit here. Yeah. We got this. Going back, stacking these on. No, we don't want that because that goes under there. Sweet. That's probably coming into about 2 blocks away there, is what we're looking at there. And really, I might just put it down a block over here as well. So this is all gonna, we got to move tool. Why am I, no, there we go, that's better. PlayStation controller battery is low. What's going on? So yeah, that's probably about right for us there, isn't it? Oh, no, we don't want that. Bam, nice. That can go there, that can go there, that can bring the block down. That'll be right like that, and then we will do bam and bam. I think we're right there. That's pretty good. We can probably get rid of that actually and just do a cheeky little bit of an overhang. That goes back to there. We'll have it there. We'll have it come out to there. And that can go around to there. We'll do a there we go, looking like a decent-ish rock face there, coming along to this point here. We'll get in another rock or two, and then it will be, and we'll do a little bit of a bank of sand and stuff. That looks a little off, now that I'm looking at it. That's a bit more like it. I'm not a huge fan. But that's a bit better. So it's going to come down to here. Then we'll have. Do we want to have a rooted dirt section right next to a sand section? No, not really. I think. So we got a sand section here, which is kind of going to put us a little thing out here, giving us a little rock. A little bit of a jutting out bit. So I reckon maybe the rock section's getting a little bit small here, so Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And then we can have a little bit of our sand now. A little bit of a sandy bit. Curving around like so. And then that's going to go into a rocky bit out here. And by a bit of a rocky bit, it's pretty much just one rock there, right on the end of a tiny little spit. And that kind of does that shape there. It does have a bit of grass on top, but we won't worry too much about getting that in terms of accuracy, I think. Maybe we will. No, we'll just have this as rooted, and then do we want it at the same level? Because then we can get our grass in on the top of it. That might be one too many, to be fair. An interesting dilemma. Let's close this bit up here, I reckon. That bit there can go. And of course, the secret ingredient to this is the stair, the sandstone stair, because it's got that bottom texture, which you can use as the top texture that the cobblestone block just doesn't have. So you've got to be careful with how you do it. So that's good there. That works. And that one there will also work, as will that one there. As long as I place it right in the first place, like that. So all of the right bits are showing off. And another missing stair bit is, that bit there is going to be one of them, I think. I think that's that good there. And bring the grass back around all the way around the house there. Cool, nice little expansion we're working on here. Getting our next little section. Maybe one of these can be a temporary villager breeder for us. Or maybe this house here could be a... Oh, that's an interesting... I thought we could have this one here being a manual villager breeder, and then it kind of spits out the villagers into this house here. Maybe it could be an interesting idea. We can have some free roaming villagers. Might be an... I don't fully hate it. I mean, it's not the wisest idea, as we all know just how bad villagers are when it comes to anything and everything. So not sure on that front there. Maybe we'll come back into here and then back out. So we've got kind of one block there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Maybe we'll do that there. Yeah. I'm we're getting there with this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Get some coarse dirt in there. That's definitely going to be a grass. I can tell you that for free. Yeah. That's all right. That's nice. That's nice enough there. So let's carry on with these rocks here. Coming out and around. There's a bit of a bigger plant here, almost like a bush. But until I figure out what I'm doing with these, it's quite a similar one. They're very spiky, almost like really large ferns. It's quite hard to describe them, and I've got no idea what to do to make them. There's not a whole lot going on in terms of creating plant life. I mean, we could use a leaf, kind of leaf, but then we want to combo it with something because that's not the right shape. It needs to get smaller here. Almost like a fern on top of a leaf would be useful, but we don't have that possibility. And having something coming off the sides would be nice as well, because I don't think vines would do it, but something like coming off at an angle. Yeah, I'm not sure. So we'll just leave that there for a bit. We'll leave it. We'll just keep going around a little bit. And then at this point here, we're coming off onto a bit of a rocky plateau, where it kind of plateaus out into a much more rocky outcropping. I feel like I'm doing these rocks differently to these ones, but no, they look pretty similar. But over here, I mean, obviously this is going to be destroyed here, but we don't want to come too far. So maybe we'll do like that. I think it's probably because I don't have any oak in this level up here that's probably doing it. So there's no oak mixed in up at this height, which is probably throwing me off, because that's what a lot of the mixture is. Yeah, that's definitely what's been throwing me off. There is no oak at this height. Yeah. So we'll do something like that. And this is where we're really getting into kind of some rocky bits now. So we're going to come up another block out here. I'm probably looking there-ish, I reckon, for our rocky outcropping. How many times can I say rocky outcropping? Quite a few, it seems. Remember, stay hydrated. Hydration is key. yeah. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Liking that. Right then, let's change my camera angle so I've got a better view of this. There we go. Right, we're over it. So we got one kind of rocky ledge right neck, kind of right hanging over the water here, which we will do, but not just yet. It's going to come up another block somewhere around this area. Maybe there, I reckon. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. And let's deck these out. We got that there. Yep. We're happy with that. So we know where to come down. Coming down like so. And then we got this small little ledge coming out the bottom here. We might just do this. No. We want to do this with maybe the strips jungle. And a bit of the oak. Yeah, I am mighty happy with how this is going so far. I do say so. That wants to be there. That's going to go there. We'll do that. So we'll do that. Come up with both of all three of them. No, just those ones there. Just those ones. Come up with that oak there. Do that there. Cool that there. Sweet. And then that's like a little ledge there. And then that'll come along. This will start to go back down again. Yeah. This is pretty nice. Yeah, yep. Getting happy with this, getting quite happy with this, if I do say so. Yeah, nice. Cool. Right, I'm happy with how that's looking. Do we come back in to do the path? Let's come back in to do the path. Keep us on our toes. So we'll come around here. Okay, so we've also got the path block to mix in as well. We got that as an option. So maybe that's our 3 blocks that we bring in. The only problem is we can't put grass on dirt. We can put it on our path block. Sorry, not dirt, mud. So we got that all going for us. This is going to be quite a mixed bag, I think. Quite a mixed bag indeed. Should we block out the shapes of this house actually? So then I can see where the doors and stuff are going to lead. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that makes that frame. Do we want to maybe make it a block shorter? They're about the same height actually. You know, and then consistent. Nothing but consistent. The Ubisoft Egyptians. So we've got one there. We'll have one there, and we will slab it up. Little slabs on the floor there, and put some slabs up there to keep it to 3 high in view. And then there are some stairs, probably about there-ish for 3. Not the nicest split, but it'll do. And we'll get our stairs again out to there. We kind of built in, but that's fine there. I think that'll be all right. That'll be fine. There's our shape there. Windows. Any more windows? No window on the side. Back. Here it is. Got a few more on the back. So we got one we're going to put in here. There's a little 3 wider, and then we're going to have a 2 wider in over here. Or 1 wide, sorry. Or 1 wide and 2 wide. I think that works. Coming round, no window on the other side. So no windows on the sides. There is some awning on that side. There's a little bit of awning at the front of both of these, but we're not going to worry about the awnings just yet. We're going to now come into our path. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to place it all as rooted dirt, and then we'll come in and change it up a little bit. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The stairs are kind of built into this bit here actually. So I'm going to bring those back, and then we're going to bring that all the way in here. So we've got the kind of pathy area straight out in front here. Like that. Yeah, I think it's a nice looking shape for it, and then it's going to come all the way out to about here-ish, maybe. That finish there. Maybe it'll come there. Maybe it'll just do a little bit of a petering off to there. It's got a few little bits coming off to there, I reckon. Like that. I reckon that's our shape. And get rid of them and fill all of that. Oh. There we go. That's our path there. And then we're heading into Axiom proper. Select that. Then we're going to create ourselves some noise. We're going to do maybe 10% grass and then 45% rooted dirt, maybe. We'll just see how that looks. No, rooted dirt's there, so it's mud. Packed mud that we want. Packed mud and then grass. So we'll just see how this is. Oh, wrong block there. We want a little bit more noise than that. We don't want them next to each other. No, we need it far more random. How am I doing that? This again. It's doing the edges of that. That's not what we want. We want completely random. No, that's not what we want either. That's not the same thing. Because that's not what we want. That is not what we want at all. We want that the other way around. There's no grass coming in. No grass at all coming in there. That's weird. Block. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it, I think. I think that might be it for our paths there. At least for this bit. You're coming through. It's still a bit rectangular. It's still a little bit solid. So maybe it's just worth ruffling up the edges. But then there'll be some grass on it, so I'm not too sure. Oh, I think that's fine. I think that's good. Path there. Nice, nice, nice. Let's carry on around the back here then. So we've got this bit here, which we need to join up. And bring down a block as well. So that'll do nicely. I just clicked on something miles away, which I don't know about. Or did I? No, I didn't. Sweet. I thought I did. So that's coming up to there. We having it drop down much? We're just having it. Well, maybe we aren't. Let's have a look. So maybe we'll bring it back up. No, we do not want that. Okay, so let's put it up there. About there, I reckon. So we've got a little bit down there. Down for that field. And then it's coming back up. And then we've got another field next to it. So there's a couple of blocks in between. And that third block, there'll be a wall. Yeah. We've got that wall coming down this low, and then that'll be our natural way of bringing it back up, right? Is that how we want it? Because we've got this little, we're going to have this little back garden bit here. So it's actually probably going to be more like this, isn't it? A bit more like that. Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll have this be a wall coming in there, and then this will be the start of our villager automatic farms in there. Ooh, just whacked my mic. Although maybe it needs to come out a little bit further. Although no, I think that's about right. That is about right. Let's get these walls up here. I'm just going to come out a couple of blocks because we want to leave probably about 2-ish blocks there, I reckon. Just having a little bit of space. So we're going to go from there, there, and there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then that comes out to there. Nice. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. And I love how I have no spruce saplings, no easy access to spruce, other than from shipwrecks. And yet I decide, what am I going to build a lot of my base out of? Oh, that's right, it's going to be spruce. It's going to be a lot of spruce trapdoors. Lot of spruce trapdoors. Unbelievable. What a plonker. What a plonker. But yeah, that's that there. That's that little section there. That's going to be farmland. We've got to figure out the optimal way to get or for the size of crop fields and such. Because at the moment we've got it out to about here-ish. It's coming out to the, well, it's coming out way into the road, or the path. The path does go down to probably about 5 blocks from 7, I'd say. That's quite a wide bit, to be fair. Well, it doesn't even path out, if I'm honest. That's about right there. And then it's going to come in about there-ish, I reckon. And then we've got our path following along this bit. I always forget I've got this tool. Why do I keep doing like that? Awesome. Okay, so this is going to be our villager farms. I don't know how big they can be to still be efficient in terms of it. If we're doing wheat, that should be fine to do whatever. That's a perfectly normal size based off of the previous ones, and so should carrots. It depends on what mechanic we're doing. If we're doing throw-in farms where they're throwing it to another villager or not, I don't think we will do that. But then again, I don't have an iron farm yet, so I can't really justify all of the hoppers. But if we make it all nice square, if we see how big these are. 16! Oh. I think we're going to want that to be 15. 15 by 15, that's a nice size, I think. Or do we want to go 17 by 17? Because I'd have to come out to here. And I don't hate it. I don't hate that. But if we just do that to 2, 3, 4, 17 comes up to there. And how is that going to look with the rocks? The rocks do go back, to be fair. So I think we're probably all right. I do think we're probably all right with 17 by 17, and then that leaves 2 blocks, and I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with that. I think that's all right of a change. Yeah. So we want to stack. Oh, I thought I did that. There we go. And then we're coming out there. So that should end up being 17. Yeah, fantastic. I'm a genius. Cancel that. Bam. Bam. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. There, yeah. That's perfect. That is perfect. Boom. Oh no, I've done this. Done it again. I've done it again. There we go. So that's the first of our crop farms for size. I think we just put another one over the other side of them. If I'm honest, I think we just go. What's the size of this square? The size of this square is 15 by 15. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Right, cool. Cool. No, that needs to be stack. There we go. So we go now another 16. 16. There we go. And then we can have one. Oh no, I thought there we go. And then we can have one thing for each of our farms, actually. You can have one for each of the. Where the hell does that go? Oh, I did the wrong thing. That's why. Beep. Oh, I did that one shot. Genius. There we go. And then those are our farms there. And then that allows us a bit of space behind this one here, which is fine. That'll be all right. Yeah. Happy days with this. Very happy days. I'm very happy with how this is going. We are making some cracking progress in this design here. We haven't done a lot of the details, but we're doing some big blocking out with it. Doing some big blocking. Big blocking? What is this? Minecraft? Yeah. Never mind. We won't dwell too much on the terrible jokes. But yeah, those will be our villager. This will be for crop fields. So we'll have some villagers in there. Maybe we can then have it pumping them out to over here where we'll have our breeder. That could be an idea. Maybe one of these could be storage for them. So it pumps them out over to here, comes up inside and then stores it. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is good. I'm very happy. Okay, so originally in the game, these are like kind of lavender-ish fields. So I'm going to change that over to this one. And we have got the perfect flower for this, actually. Which I think is going to be... Where is it? Where are you? Let's be having you. I can't. I'm blind. I'm blind as anything. Some lilacs. I reckon some lilacs are going to look really good in this field over here. So I'm not 100% sure how. Oh. Huh? Oh, I'm using the wrong tool. That's why. That one. Nope. Because I don't think we want the whole field of it. Because I think that will look a bit silly. I mean, it does look quite cool. But I don't think we want all of it. I think we want patches here. So if we come into Axiom, select all of these, and then Noise Painter, we do air. How's 10% looking? Oh, not doing anything. Key. There, Noise Painter. Nope. Okay, it must be using the wrong preset or something. How do I reset these? I think it's 0.5 and either 2 maybe? And 2? Yeah, maybe it's 2. So that is still all of them, isn't it? There's a few blocks missing. Oh, oh no. Go back to that. There we go. Went into 1 octave. Oh no, that's not what we want. I haven't selected that, that's why. That's not doing anything to it. Weird. That's very weird. If we could do that, yeah, see, it's still not painting it. That is strange. Oh, that must be a new tool. Hold on, let's just. I've seen a new tool here. I want to try this out. Right, there and there. Blend. If you just do that. Oh, it's just blending them together. Okay, nothing interesting. Cool. That was fun. Fun while it lasted. So we kind of want to. I'm not sure how we want to do this. I was really hoping the noise paint would work, but it hasn't. Oh, me. Oh. Oh, that was weird. That was weird. Okay. Well, Axiom isn't playing ball in that front, so I don't know what's going on there. Weird. But I think that's going to look all right as a field over there. We just need to reduce the amount of them in there, because that is far too much. Far too much. Okay, so next step we're going to do we're going to, oh, you silly boy. We're going to actually work on getting the fields in. All of these are actually going to need to come down one, aren't they? Because they are going to be seeing through the farmland. And as a perfectionist, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be able to see underneath. Is that right? Is that going on too far? It's going on too far. Perfect. And then we will actually do. So we want 2, 3, 4. 4. There is going to be our water source, isn't it? So I mean, I think we got it more than covered. Right. If we're doing that, everything's going to be more than covered by water. Easily everything's going to be covered. If those are our fields there. Oh, it's going to be a lot of hoppers though. I'll tell you that. A lot of hoppers for that design instead of just them throwing to each other. But I don't have a nice little house design for the villagers to throw it. So I think we're going to go with that one. Yeah, I think we will just go with hoppers underneath. Keeping it easy. Right then, water. I did not place there, thank you. I did not place there, thank you. It must be because I'm slightly in the block. That must be it. It must be it. Yeah, there we go. What slab looks like just it's gonna be spruce again, isn't it? It's gonna be spruce again. It's gonna be spruce. We've also got to make sure that there's enough light level. What light level do crops grow at? Because we might need some light in the middle. Let's do some lovely little choosing what light level for crops to grow in Minecraft. 9 or higher. 9 or higher. So if we go and get ourselves a lovely torch, if we just place our torch there, we'll have a look. So we would need torches in corners. We probably need a light source in each of those. We need more because we've only got 6 out here. So we would need kind of a torch or light equivalent in each of those, and then everything's at 9. There's two spots at 8 in the middle. So let's just remove that all from there. So that's the middle. If we have a torch right in the middle, we've got some more odd ones as well. So it's going to need to be all like this to be able to get full around the clock workings. 9s. There's 8. Oh, there's still 8s in the middle. How is there 8s in the middle here? Oh, because I've forgotten that one. There we go. There's an 8 right in the middle. Right in the middle. Maybe that's where we put our villager. If we want this to be a next episode thing, we're not going to get all that iron for hoppers until we get an iron farm. So maybe we just do that. But we can't do wheat with this design, is the problem. This would have to be carrots and potatoes only. Maybe beetroot as well. No, because I can't pick up the beetroot. This would, if we do carrots and potatoes, carrot, potatoes, carrot, potatoes, or just like one side of each. I think that's good. I think that's good enough. Have a little thing in the middle. There's got to be ideas like this little circular building there. We can do something similar, something quite small. There's these big towers on the other side that are kind of like silo-y things, but they're not in the middle of the fields. Okay, we'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. But yeah, this is the plan. The plan here. Yeah. No, we don't want all that. There we go. That and that. Replace. Oh no! Wait, yeah. Replace that to farmland. There we go. And then we'll pop that one in there as well. Yes, and then we can put all the carrots and stuff in. Oh, we can do that as well. Sweet. Cancel that. We'll get some bone meal in. We'll see how all of these are looking. First point, second point. Stack out there. Stack out there. And confirm. And then we just need to go and place our torches back. Although okay, we'll try this over on this side. So if we have it in our water in the corner, that's going to be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Or is it? Hold on, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be able to do all of that. That's going to do all of them. We don't... Oh, yeah. We can put it all in the sides, can't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we'd have all of that done, and then we could have a water in the middle here. That would do all of that. Yeah. Water. And then we'd only need the slabs for sandstone. Yeah, it's true. There we go. So we'd need water. Oh my, placement, incredible work, fella. Place that there. Place a slab in there. Place our block there. Yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna work nicely. Boom. We do still need to figure out lighting in the middle, though. Is the only problem with that. Is lighting in the middle. But we'll work on that. We'll work on that. So that goes in there. There? It must be there. Bam. Okay, no idea where that one went. That can go there, that can go there. That there. Oh yeah, this is working. This is working out nicely. This is working nicely. So in terms of it, farmland. Just destroy all this grass. And bam. 1, 2, 3. That will come up to there. 3, 4. That will all go across to there. And then what does that leave us in the middle? Should be pretty good for the middle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a small enough square for the middle. Happy days, happy days. We have increased our number of farmland a little bit, I think. Oh, rats. There. Genius. And we can have our villager in the middle, I guess. Is there water in this corner? Yeah, there is. Yeah. Wait. That's disappeared. Cool. So then we can have our villager. Can we waterlog hoppers? I genuinely don't know. We'll try over it. Try over it. No, hoppers can't be waterlogged. That's fine. Why is this not disappearing? There we go. There it is. Well, that's fine because we're gonna have a little villager cage in the middle here anyway. So this doesn't all have to be water. That's our middle water bucket. I do believe we need one on each corner though, in order for it to work. And that should keep us all irrigated. And then we can have our... Well, no, because you can stand on it, can't you? Because it's not actually going in, it's going into wherever they're trying to throw it. And then it's going down here, right? So that can still be our water. Yeah. I just need to replace all of that with sandstone. No, stop it. Did I not put water in here? I did not put water in here. Okay, fair enough, game. Fair enough. You win. You win. There you go. There you go. Have that. Have that. Yeah, so we'll have that all there. And then the other villagers will want to throw the crops to. So actually I can just delete all of this, can't I? Delete. Delete. There we go. And we'll just delete that this all as well, because we're going to copy and paste this all over. When we are finished with it. And that'll be that there. I definitely know about making villager farms. But I am going to Google one just quickly, just so I can look at it. But I know how to use it. I know how to make one. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this will be fine. I do only need one spot for him to be able to throw in, but I'm sure it won't hurt having multiple here. Actually, if we want them pointing the right way. Actually, no, because we need it going underneath, so they're all fine there. They're all fine. Bam, 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 and bam. Do we want 4 directions for our villagers to be able to throw? Do we just want the one? I think we probably want all 4, don't we? Put in some stairs. Piston. And a redstone block. I hate. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Does look a little ugly. We'll be the first one to admit that. Is that it looks very ugly. No, because I can get over that. It has to be the minecart. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to sort this? Because they don't need a block to stay on top of. Drowned. That's what's making all the noise. It wasn't in the middle, yeah. Because we're going to slab on top of it, and then because it's cheap. There we go. Do we want all of them? Probably not. Probably not. Oh. Oh, I forgot the rail. Maybe we just do it over these two sides here. Because it looks nicer. Oh, yeah, you can't see anything going on with them other than a little bit of shadow, but that's fine. We can put a bit of decoration in there. Villager goes in the middle. We can decorate this. And be alright. I need to charge my controller if we're doing more of this. Come on. Here we go. Little charging cable. Do you think? Sorted. Wicked. Okay, very undecorated cage at the moment for our villager. Very undecorated. But it means that we can have torches in the middle here and not have to worry too much. Although I do need to figure out the light level of all of these. replace farmland to stone for now. And then let's go back to our lighting. So we want to have it 9 so that it's rolling around the clock. And we decided the best way to do that was, of course, torches all the way around the outside. Like that. And then it leaves us a little bit of space here in the middle, which a torch there does not achieve. If we have maybe a lantern. There's a lantern there. It also does not achieve, really. So maybe we just need our torches to be like there-ish. So I'll torch in that space there, and that does it. And that means that our lantern might be able to be 1 higher for the design. Oh, okay. Cool, floating lantern, not. And then we're not, it shouldn't be in the way of the villager. 8. Although, hold on, because that's going to be like that, isn't it? Let's just sort this out the whole way around. And a torch there leaves us with some space off of the edges there. So what if we moved that would solve our problem. Is if it was like this instead, the lighting, so it was 2 in from the side. And it should all be 9s. Yeah, there we go. So that will solve all of our problems with crops growing at night. Replace stone to farmland again. There we go. Yeah. There we go, we'll make the wall look nicer because it does look awful. So, but this is just the proof of concept, and now hopefully we should be able to get a villager in. Yeah, you'll be right. Oh yeah, he needs a composter, doesn't he? Composter. In the ceiling? Actually, to be fair, that guy doesn't need to be a farmer, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he doesn't need to be a farmer. Yeah, he'll be alright, probably. He'll probably be alright. Okay, and then we're going to just pop the thing there. Get another villager there. You should be able to see that. You're going to get that. Carrots. A bone meal. Stack that across to there. To there. I'm hearing stuff going. I'm liking the sound of that. We're going to need to make sure that he gives his crops away though as well. So we've got to hope that he sees his other guy. So he's going to give them a minute. And in the meantime, we will just connect up these little sections here. Wonderful. We'll check back in. We'll check back in later. Right then. Let's. Not so wonderful there. Yeah. Oh, right then. It's going well, I think. I think this is going nicely. So we will change our course of action. We'll head over to the bit where we've kind of already done so in, and we'll do kind of a big detail rather than anything else. Rather than getting lots of big blocking out, we'll do some detail work. There we go. Right, I've positioned myself so I can see it. Right, then we're coming over to here. So we want bam, 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 and bam, I think. And that's all going to come on up. Good 5 or so blocks, I reckon. Come up to about there-ish. Maybe even one more. Connected there. Maybe? That seems one too tall, actually, now that I think about it. There we go. I think that's good there. This is going to be a big old fishing net. Big old fishing net. Because this is what they've got in place. So that's what we're going to build. We're going to try and build ourselves a big old fishing net. And what better to use as fishing net than copper grates? Yes, yes. So we'll come out to there-ish, I reckon. And then we'll just build the square out. So that's coming out 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. I reckon a 7 square is big enough. Yeah, there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. And then fill all of that in. Actually, you probably don't want to fill all of that in because we're going to be moving a lot of it down. Now I think about it. So what we want is we want the corners pretty full, I think. Corners being full, so the corners are up. They're raised up. Raised up in the corner, and then it's going to dip down towards the middle. So we'll probably have those 3 there, down, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah. Doing this on a diagonal is not as fun, not as easy. Do we want it to come down, sag even more in the middle, is the question. Because we'll connect up some diagonals and we'll figure it out. So there's our mid spot there. Maybe we want the middle to be sagged down one more. So we get a real droopy net design going. We'll just try that out. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Pretty happy with that. Now we need to kind of connect it up towards the middle. Which one good thing about this diagonal system here is that these lines here are going to be straight. So that is a good thing, is that the net is diagonal, so that these are nice and straight. So that feels quite high up, is what I'm thinking. Is that feels very high. Maybe too high. Maybe too high. It feels out of scale, but then it does feel out of scale in this in Assassin's Creed Origins. It's huge in comparison to this bucket, and like that, it feels like it captures the scale relatively well. I think instead of coming up to there, we'll just do that, and then it's got one little rope connecting it to there. Is there any way we can make it smaller? Trapdoors, maybe? I think that looks a little goofy otherwise. Well, maybe it's just those edges there that are up. And then that allows for it to be one further down. Don't really like that. I don't really like that. Because they're the same colour, we can't use bars. Is it one too big? Is that the problem with the net? Is it one too big, but then it comes down to 5 instead of 7, and is that too small? Because I'm quite happy with the size of this net. We'll build it like this. We'll get the rest of it done, and then we can always come up with another solution if needed. A slab, trapdoor, and stair. Well, probably not the stairs. Stairs might not be used. Oh my, I am also fumbling this. That's pretty high. I think that net needs to be smaller. I don't like the net being smaller, but I think it needs to be smaller. Oh, this is going to be awkward to delete, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we will do this way. Okay, it wasn't too bad. Okay, right, we'll retry. Retry. Fine. Yeah, maybe the scale was just too off. But this feels a bit on the small side. Maybe it's all right. Yeah, okay. I think we're getting somewhere with this. And hopefully this shouldn't be too high now. Yeah, it still looks a bit goofy, but I think that's just how it's going to be. Right, and we use block of diamond as our extra block so that I don't end up deleting more than I need to. There. Okay, that gives us a nice height as well. In here, nice height. Yeah. So this is going to look weird whatever angle we do this from. So I'm not sure if it's going to work. Just having some ropes attached to it. I mean, it works at about no angle. No angle whatsoever. So, yeah. And that's a no on that front. We want to try and get a rope connecting in. But because it's on a diagonal incline and a diagonal, yeah, it's on both a diagonal and an incline. I think we're going to struggle with that. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. We're going to bring ourselves back up to create the counterweight now. It is going up to the same height. Yep. Is that one there? Thunderstone. And it's a little off, but I think that's just how it's going to be. Because I don't know how to connect them up. Okay, I think this is pretty much there now. Rocks on the counterweight, net on the other side. I think we're pretty happy with that. Not my best work, I will say. But I think there's something that we can do in with the tower here. Maybe something like that. Could work just to... Yeah, makes it look a little bit more. And we can have some individual beams going across there. Oh, that's me standing on there. No. Oh, rope dangling there. Oh, and it is floating there, and you'll see that it's floating from this angle. But if you're not looking at it from that angle, it looks pretty decent. Let's trapdoor it, actually. Let's put trapdoor over it so it looks like it is actually there doing something. No, those are two big gaps, aren't they? Well, actually, hold on. If I do that with dark oak, I reckon I can make an okay looking rope, actually. Connecting the two. Yes-ish. That's slightly more like it. Slightly. I mean, ideally we'd want that trapdoor thickness all the way through, but that's not possible. Hanging sign, maybe? But then it needs to be floating, and you can't float a diagonal sign. We're going to try it. We're going to try see if this is going to do anything. Oh, okay. No. That's even worse. That is worse. That is fine. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that now, looking at it. Actually quite happy. Let's go and check in on our villager, see if he has achieved... Oh, he's doing a lot of farming there. But he's only got a certain radius that he hasn't explored around. So I'm going to do a bit more research in between things, because there's a lot of coverage here that he's not getting to. I don't want to put another villager in because he will... I don't think we can see this villager. You definitely can't see that villager. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap him over to there. That's his new workstation. He'll have a lot of character in his inventory. It'll see the other villager and think that, oh yeah, I know what would be a good gift for you. Be some carrots. You want some carrots? Yeah, you want some carrots. Go on, you've seen him. Go on. Okay, yeah. I get it. You don't want to be watched. Ooh, carrot. There's carrot in there. So it might be a thing of... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. What? I thought I just saw you try and throw one at him. Yeah, did you try to throw one at him? Yeah, there we go. It's working now. Yeah. If we put that there, it'll give them slightly more range over things. Because that has got a maximum range of out to there, doesn't it? It's easily got a maximum range. What if we put them on all four corners? I'm assuming it's not going to do anything. Because these ones over here, there's no chance they get farmed. No chance at all. But we're going to leave them for a little bit. I'm going to take out the carrots in here. Wherever it is. Over here. And take the carrots out of there. Oof. Oh, he's venturing over there. Oh, maybe. Maybe that's what we need, is just the composters on all sides. We're gonna leave him. We're gonna leave him alone. See what he does. We're gonna bam. Bam into a barrel. Just for now. But he's getting the other side. I think that the composter trick might work. It's just having all of the composters over there. We will have to see if everything gets touched. Because he's doing little random ones at the moment. Because is this just because his thing's there, he's going in this area? Will these ones over here end up with it? We'll see. We will see. Actually, no, I want to split off the outputs just for now, just to see if he's throwing this side as well, with that side. Yeah. Cool. So we're going to have fields there. Oh, we're getting close to the end now, I think. We're getting pretty near the end. Not got too much more that I want to do. Maybe we'll tackle a tree. No, we won't. I don't want to do a tree on stream and embarrass myself. I want to take some time with that. Do we do some more rocks? Do we do some more figuring out of this? Should we flatten this out a little bit? I do think that we want to come up a few blocks and have a little bit of height gain on the island. But I think that's as high up as we want to go there. Maybe even to that. Now we've got those floating floating bits there we've got to take out. They're all right. But like I said, an absolute highest point here is probably it, isn't it? We don't want it to be too big with the island. Because ours are pretty flat other than maybe a little bit of a bump in terrain. This doesn't have anything on it in the actual, in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I mean there's more fields is what's next up in terms of where things are. Because we've still got a little bit of time. There's a little bit of a small villagey section which we'll do right at the edge. Right at this far edge over here. A little bit of a villagey section. Probably get a small triangular field there. Villagey bit with a couple of different houses over where the water is here. Probably coming down to about here. So we've probably got room for a field here, a little small field in this section. And that'll probably be about it, I reckon. Yeah, that guy's not done much over here, has he? Not gone in the corner at all, but he has used both sides. He hasn't used this side recently, but he is over there. And keep an eye. Yeah, I think we are nearing the end. Natural conclusion. Fill in that a bit. That's all going good there. That's all going good there. That's going to require a bit more. No, I know what we'll do. We will do the next bit of the path there. Deselect that. Select that. Noise painter. Do I have a thing for it? No, I do not. So what did we have? We had mud, packed mud. That was a 45. We had a grass block. That was a 10. Those swapped positions, and then it was that was all the way up. Was that all the way up? That was all the way up, maybe. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do that. That'll do nicely. Little patches of grass there within it. Yeah, that'll do. Not sure this guy's having much more success, to be honest. Because a lot of this is still untouched over in this corner. It's when he gets over to this corner, that's when we'll figure it. We'll know if he's all right. Because I think he's still linked to this one here. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, I think I'm about done now. So we've got to save some stuff for when we are, you know, off stream, when we are in the video. So we're just going to hang around a second here. We'll have a look at what it looks like in shaders. I'm going to re-plug my monitor in to my PC. So I've got to come over here, unplug that from the PlayStation. Reach behind. Yes, I know I could get another cable. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my boss. Plug that in there. That'll bring up my second screen, and I'll be able to end the stream in just a second. Because hopefully my other things will come up. There we go. Yeah. OBS is there. Sorted. Right. Options, video settings, shader packs, complementary, apply. Oh, there we go. Nothing too special here. We've not played around with any lighting or anything too much, so you know, there's no shadows to really pop in the old complementary. Probably looks quite funky underneath. Yeah, ish. Well, that's that. I didn't figure out a lot of things, but you know, you've got where this is going now. You can see where the project is going to move on to in the next episode when it comes out, if it comes out, assuming I do not die. So I'd like to thank you from me and my little test villagers here, which have not been working very hard. We will see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.